Hi ladies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to this channel, my name is Miss Kafue. So ladies, today we're talking about men getting their karma. Hey, if you've ever dealt with a man who dogged you out before, I'm sure you've seen him go through his karma, and there's nothing as satisfying as that by the way in this world. Let me tell you the truth. Oh my god, and boy, oh boy, do I have a story to tell you at the end of this video. So without further ado, let's quickly jump right into this video and then I'll be back to give my take on it.
Y'all want me to tell y'all something funny? And I don't know if it's just like karma funny or it's just like sad funny a little bit. So when I had my daughter, I was 19. I had her at 19. I'm 26 now. My daughter's 6. When I had my daughter, I didn't have too much of nothing to give her. And that's me being very authentic and very honest. Like, of course, I was working, but I didn't have much to give her physically. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. Will come with having children at a young age with no plan. That's just what it is. You know, I could try to make this shit sound cute or sugarcoat it, but that's just what it was. So, as soon as I had my daughter, a month and a half of me having my daughter, I ended up going to get my own place. I already had a car, but I really won't doing shit because it's like, you know, I was doing my little, like, healthcare, like, little companion work, but I won't doing shit because it's like, I didn't have no plans to have no baby. I'm just trying to make my money to buy me wigs, to get lit, to go to the club. I didn't have no plan. Y'all, something my baby father and mother told me when my daughter was like 6 weeks old. It was right before COVID, like, right when COVID was ready to hit. My daughter's a COVID baby. So, we got into it back and forth because she thought, like, just because I was young, she can keep trying to belittle me and disrespect me. After I had my child, I had the mindset where it's like, I'm somebody's mom now. Ain't nobody go talk to me, treat me no type of way, and I'm without standing my ground. And my baby father, he always wanted me to never stand my ground. So that's why I just got the fuck out the way anyway. But that's here nor there. She told me in IHOP on Laburnum Avenue, y'all, she said, you're never going to have nothing in this world but a baby. That's all you ever gonna have in this world is a baby. And I'm telling you, y'all, as a 19-year-old, for a couple months, that shit was like eating at my brain. Like, eating at my brain. But, you know, I kept it chill. I kept it pee, whatever. Y'all, it's crazy how the cookie be crumbling sometimes because at 26, I pretty much have everything I could ever want. I have way more education. My daughter is living a great life. When I say great, and it ain't just because of the other parent. It ain't. We travel the country. My daughter has multiple Roth IRA accounts. My daughter has multiple savings. My daughter is an authorized user on my credit cards, y'all. When my daughter turns 18, 16, whenever she decides to get her license, she better get that motherfucker at 16 so she can still go to school. It don't matter. I got her plan laid out. She got a college fund. My daughter, she gonna be able to get any fucking car off the motherfucking lot with 700 plus credit. Yeah, and it was crazy. None of this shit was taught to me. None of this shit was taught to me. Growing up, I didn't take trips. Growing up, I didn't know about no investing. Growing up, I didn't know about no savings. My mama didn't give me shit at 18 but the fucking boot. Y'all, I have everything to give my daughter. I'm still furthering my education because when my daughter turned 18, I want my daughter to be able to say, my mama did that shit. Like, my mother, she was young as fuck. She was damn near my age. I want her to be like, she was damn near my age when she had me. And she really got that shit out the bud. The motherfucker ain't tell her nothing. And what's crazy is my baby father's mother, the situation is completely opposite. It ain't even to bash my baby father. I have 100 reasons why to bash him. But it's not even to bash him. It's just a clear observation. They used to tell me that I was mad because I didn't have the support that, I was mad because I didn't have the support that, like, on my family side that he had. But what's crazy is if I had that support that nigga had, I would be even further. You live with your mama at 30. You 30 now. I'm only 26. Nigga, I'm going. You that nigga just turned 30 last week. I'm 26. I still got so much to do. This nigga's 30. Never had his own place. Never moved out. He don't work. He don't have to pay no bills at his mom's house. All he do is DoorDash when he feels like it. If he want to get some he go DoorDash. When he want to get him and Harmony some McDonald's, he go DoorDash. He don't work for nothing. He don't know what hard work is. And it's like, bro, it's like I used to be not mad, but I used to be like, damn, like I'm over here. He used to tell me, like, I remember one Thanksgiving came up and I had to work in the hospital. And then the next day I got my baby. And he was like, and I was just like, pretty much like I was so mad and sad that I couldn't get her and I had to work. And he was like, well, that's not my fault that you got to pay rent. So now it's like, I thank God for every hardship because I really got out of mud. The motherfucker can't take nothing from me. And it's like, you on the other hand, you got so much handouts on your way and you still ain't do nothing with it. At 30 years old, you have nothing to show for. You have no savings. You have no money. You have no house. You have nothing. You have nothing but a child. Like your mother said, you have nothing to show for nothing but a kid. And that all it can show is you can hump. What the fuck is that gonna do? A motherfucker can't eat all fucking. I mean, unless they got a business for it. It's just funny how life be working sometimes.
My ex cheated on me and karma handled it better than I ever could. I was with my ex for 3 years. He was charming, but there were always red flags I ignored. Late night texts, unexplained absences, and the classic, she's just a friend line. One night I found messages between him and another woman. He'd been cheating for months. When I confronted him, he gaslit me so hard that I actually started to doubt myself. He said I was insecure, jealous, and overreacting, so I walked away. No screaming, no revenge, just silence. A few months later, I found out through a mutual friend that the woman he cheated with moved in with him. I let it go. I had already healed and started dating again. But fast forward a year, and I get a random DM from the same woman. She said she wanted to let me know that he was a narcissist who ruined her life. Apparently he cheated on her too, with her best friend. It was the sweetest taste of karma. I didn't even have to lift a finger. She told me he lost his job, his car got repossessed, and his so-called best friend blocked him after using him for money. I wasn't even mad, just relieved that I had walked away when I did. Now, whenever I feel angry about how someone treats me, I remind myself that life always circles back. You don't have to get even, just get better. Would you have warned his new girlfriend, or let karma do the work like she did? Like and follow for more.
Let me tell you a real story about karma, okay, and how I learned not to rejoice in it. So my stepdad, when I was a teenager, when he and my mom got a divorce, he decides that he's going to go fool around with this older woman that was friends of my grandmother, and moved in with her, and she was loaded. She was loaded. She had a big farm and farm animals and cars and you name it. So he figured, I'm going to go over here with this old lady and cash out. And they get married and everything. They out, lollygagging on the farm and rubbing it in everybody's faces. Yeah, we're together. It was taboo. Like, she was a friend of the family. She was basically family. And it ripped a hole in our family. You know what I mean? This lady had been friends with my grandmother since my mom was a kid. And this is who he decided to go fool around with. So anyway, make a long story short, a couple years later, the old lady gets sick as hell. So now he's pushing her around with a damn oxygen tank. That's what he was stuck with, is taking care of her. Okay, so then she passes away. Now he thinks that he's going to cash out with the farm, right? So he goes and gets him a young woman. So now he's thinking that him and the young woman is just going to be, kicking back on the farm with the old lady's money. Well, no, not so fast. Karma came hella fast, y'all. And within a year, the old lady dying, what does he do? He gets pancreatic cancer and he dies swiftly. And, he had done our family so dirty, I was getting ready to start, doing a dance in the streets. And my grandmother said, that's the universe correcting itself. Sit down and just be grateful that God showed you the whole thing in full circle, and live your life and never rejoice in somebody else's downfall. Anyway, love y'all. Bye.
I saw a post on Instagram that said, being sneaky behind a good person's back will always catch up with you. And that's what y'all gotta know. That's what y'all gotta understand. Not even only behind a good person's back, but just moving sneaky in life in general. Everything comes back in full circle. God is going to bring light to everything that you did in the dark that you thought went unnoticed. Y'all be out here lying, cheating, stealing, all of the above, thinking that you getting by with it because everything cool right now. But baby, let me tell you, when I tell you it's gonna grab you by your neck and sling you around when you least expect it, it could be weeks from now, months from now, years from now. God's going to bring it to the light. You're not getting by with nothing. Not only will all of that be brought to the light for everyone to see, but the karma that's going to come with it. Y'all can't just move weird on people, do dirty things in this world, be bad people, and think that your blessing's still going to come. You expect favor to still be over your life and you out here moving like a snake? Absolutely not.
One mistake men keep making that we never learn is that if you cheat on your wife with a person, the one you're cheating on does not trust you either. You're cheating on with the one you're cheating with does not trust you. Even if your wife leaves and you marry her, she will also leave. She knows your potential.
Yes.
Or she's not the kind to carry the weight of marriage.
Yes.
Marriage requires sacrifices, patience, slow building.
Yes.
And even if you have already made money, you think you're not untouchable.
Yeah.
The ones who come know that another one could simply come and replace them.
Yeah.
So they'll be looking out for themselves. Just know that the person you are cheating with will also be your karma. Can you register that? Can you register
Will
that?
also be your karma.
Yes. The person you are cheating with
Yes.
will be your karma. They will carry your punishment.
Yeah, sure.
You know,
Yeah.
you are boiling the soup that you get into yourself.
What's up, y'all? So what I mean by upgraded side chick is a cheating man's karma. If a man has been in a long-term relationship or marriage and not even 6 months to a year later, he automatically in another relationship, that woman been around. He's been with that lady, and that was the woman that he was cheating on his wife or his girl with. And now all of a sudden he's gone public. He haven't even been out of his relationship or his marriage a year, 6 months. But now all of a sudden he posting this other chick, doing all these things with this other chick because of the simple fact that he wants to hurt his ex. I would never be a man's rebound, especially if a man told me, listen, I just got out of a marriage, I just got out of a long-time relationship. I'm going to give him a year to hoe. Because number one, you take the risk of being that man's revenge. A lot of upgraded side chicks don't really understand is that his need for revenge on his ex is stronger than his love will ever be for you. You're just a pawn in his game, in his get back game, in his revenge game on his ex. He posting all the things he doing for you and doing with you, and he ain't even been out of his relationship or his marriage a year. Guarantee you he got ulterior motives, and you are just a pawn in his game to get back at his ex. I would never want to be somebody's rebound. You know, but a lot of side chicks that got upgraded to main woman, they feel like they won something. They feel like they got the prize and they won. You ain't win shit. You just a pawn in that man's game. In certain cases that some relationships been over, it's just you haven't left yet. I get that. But my thing is, the woman that you cheated on your woman with, why would you upgrade her? You understand what I'm saying? Because that's saying that whoever cheat with you will cheat on you is a fact. It's a stone cold fact. If somebody cheat with you, they'll cheat on you. And fellas, you take the chance of having this woman get paranoid. She gonna be paranoid because she know what she did to get you or what she was doing with you when you were married or when you had your relationship. She was the one that you was cheating with. So every time you step out that door, there go that paranoia. Because she gonna think that you doing the same thing to her that you did to the last one. Why would you even want that stress? You skip the side chick and you go on to somebody that don't have nothing to do with your last relationship.
The only karma I wish on someone who did me wrong is that they meet themselves in someone else. I just want them to feel exactly what they put me through.
I was dating 3 women. To me, it wasn't anything bad. I was trying to observe their character so I could choose the one I would eventually marry. Alice, Georgina, and Firma. Georgina was the first to come into the picture. then Alice, and later Frema. Along the line, Frema started asking about marriage. She was the last to come into the picture, but the first to talk about marriage. She said I had everything going for me, so she didn't understand why I was still dating her after 2 years. I gave her hope, but never gave a timeline. I loved her, just as I loved the other two. It was hard for me to decide. They all had something the others didn't have, and all those things were important to me. Prima later left the relationship when she found another guy. I was hurt. I fought to get her back, but she didn't listen. I was left with Alice and Georgina. I decided to act fast before I lost either of them. I was settling on Alice, but I wish she could cook like Georgina and care like Frema. Alice was very independent. She didn't show much love or care, but whenever you needed her, she was there. When you didn't need her, she stayed away from you. I love that about her, but I wish she could learn to cook and show a little more care. On Alice's birthday, I was with her when Georgina called. I couldn't pick up the call, but she later texted that she had been admitted to the hospital. I started chatting with her on the phone and told her I would pass by to see her. Not knowing, Alice was watching me the whole time as I looked disturbed and distracted. That night, she went through my phone and read the messages. She even went as far as reading the messages between me and Frema. Typical Alice. She didn't ask any question. When I left and was with Georgina, she sent a breakup message followed by all the screenshots she had taken. My balance was affected immediately. I was with Georgina while going through the nastiest breakup of my life. I was texting Alice, begging her not to make a decision until at least we talked. She replied, "It's okay. Be with her since she's the one you want." And then she blocked me. Georgina kept asking, "Are you okay?" I would give a fake smile and say, "Oh, I'm fine." She might have noticed something was wrong because from that day, she started keeping a close eye on me. She called me constantly, asking where I was. She came to my place unannounced. She was doing everything possible to catch me off guard, but she was all I had left. I told myself that maybe the other two had left because God wanted me to focus on Georgina. I dedicated all my energy to building something with her from scratch. A few months later, Frema texted me. It started as a casual conversation about life and other things. We chatted until 1 a.m. Suddenly, Georgina texted, "I thought you were sleeping, so who are you chatting with at this time?" That annoyed me, and I asked her who she was chatting with that made her see me online. That small issue grew into something much bigger than I had expected. We didn't speak for days. When I tried to make peace, she told me it was over. I asked, "Hey, why? What is happening?" Nothing I said could bring her back. She said she was fed up. She had suspected me for a long time, and my actions solely confirmed her suspicions. Just like that, I lost all three women. I tried getting Frema back again, but it didn't work. The woman I'm currently dating now is a money-wasting machine. She asks for money for everything she does, even breathing. "Can you send me something small? I can't breathe." Maybe she's my karma, or maybe she's what caused a good woman I lost while trying to sample too many options. It is hard, but the lesson is well learned. I believe I will find a better woman again someday. What do you guys think about this story? Kindly leave your thoughts in the comments. I got the story from Silent Beats, and I'll see you in my next video. Happy Independence Day, by the way. Bye.
Who said because he over there with the other woman, things is all good? I don't know why social media got people thinking that because a no good, unhealed, trauma-filled dog gets into another relationship, that things is better for him. Like, what part of the game of life says that an unhealed, trauma-filled dog can dog you, but then go live a happy life and benefit off of everything you showed him and taught him? That's not how this works. I know that a lot of people may get in my comments and say, "But you don't understand. It looks like he's happy. He just posted he got a new car. He just posted she's pregnant. He just posted they're engaged." What that mean? Everybody get on social media and lie. Unhealed people do, rather. So don't be fooled. There is no part of the rule book, the game of life, reaping what you sow, payback or karma. Nowhere will you find that somebody can come into your life and send you through hell and try to break you, you are thought away from checking out because all they did was lie and manipulate and gaslight you and physically and emotionally and verbally abuse you while you try to love them. Let me change my words. You love them. You didn't try. You did love them. You did forgive them. You were patient with them. You were kind to them. And you think that because he posts something, or one of your friends said they saw him out with somebody, that he all of a sudden became Prince Charming. He's that same no good dog, full of trauma man with her. Just because she ain't posting about it don't mean she trusts him. Just because she ain't making statuses about it don't mean she's secure. Just because she got a ring on her finger don't mean that she ain't feeling uneasy. Baby, she don't trust him like you didn't trust him. He cheating on her too. He's not accountable to her either. He don't support her either. I don't care if she do got a baby in her belly. So that mean that he's all of a sudden gonna become a better father? He's not even a father to the 3 kids he already has with you. And this is not me wishing bad on the other woman. I just want women to understand when he leaves you. No. When you leave him, and sometimes they try to fake leave you, they actually get worse because now they're more bitter and they're more angry for losing the best thing that's ever happened to them. But over here on the healing side, we're not necessarily checking for if they're suffering. But I also understand how people are. You see things on social media, you have mutual friends, but let me tell you this. Everything is not what it looks like. So calm your mind and calm your nervous system. Let me tell you something. When you have been good to somebody and they no longer have access to who you are, they suffer. But over here, we heal.
So for the men who have daughters, who actually say they love their daughters, how would you feel if how you treat women, somebody's going to do the same thing to your daughter? Just think about all the things you've done bad to a woman. Now imagine somebody doing that to your daughter. Would you be upset about that? Would that make you upset? Would you be mad? You know, a lot of men say it's different when a woman cheats than a man because the man is not emotionally attached to the woman. Is that how it's going to go when your daughter get dogged out by a man, when he cheats on her and has babies on her and flirts with women? Is that how you're going to feel when she comes to you crying because the guy she thought that loved her was cheating on her? What are you going to say? Like, well, let me tell you how it's going to go. Well, listen, this is what men do. You know, it's just in their nature. You just have to be okay with it. Is that what you're going to tell your daughter? Okay. Just asking.
I seen a post that said men don't suffer until the woman that he hurt starts to heal. And bitch, I feel bad for my ex. No, I don't. Bitch, you better buckle up, bitch, because what? He's in for a long fucking ride. I can't wait.
Cool. When I look at my husband now, I just smile because this man has not seen nothing yet. Anyway, if you are somebody that love hearing karma dealing with a man, stick to this story because me, I love it too. It's real talk with Coco. Come. Let's dive into the story. So this lady said, Coco, I am married for the past 6 years. I have 2 beautiful kids for this man. There's nothing this man did not do to me. Beat me, even while I was pregnant, humiliate me, call me names, do everything. And my 2 kids are twin. So after having my twin, I went into family planning. I told myself, this horrible man, I am not going to have any other baby for this man again. She said, Coco, I was in that house. I was praying all the evil prayer for this man because there is no day that this man will want me to go to bed happy. He will always look for a way to make me sad in one way or the other. So I was like, God, if I've ever offended this man, for all this humiliation, let this man go scot-free. But if I have not, and you say that he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtain favor from God, since he's seen me as a bad thing, let bad thing happens to him. She said, Coco, I used to pray, cry and pray. And now, Coco, guess what? Odogu was working with one NGO. Odogu was doing well. From there, he opened his own company. Things was going fine for him. And anytime I want to talk about some ideas on how he can upgrade, this man will look down on me, talk down on me, humiliate me. This man does not see me and my children as anything, but he keeps money for the children. He takes the children to school sometimes anyway. He just see me as a tool of him having kids. So me, I am not even visible. I can give it to him that he did try small for the children. But me, this man did not care till when his company went down. Coco, I said company went down and he was arrested for one thing he was doing with his partners. Coco, they arrested him. He spent all his money to come out. He came out broke and empty. And guess what? Now me way God they say make I borrow money. He said, Coco, he can see how this man can be humble. I will look at him and say, so you can be this humble? Oh wow. I just looked at him and I will be laughing. Coco, do you know what I did? I rented an apartment. We went to church one Sunday and I left the church, came back home. Because all the plans was done, I moved all my things. Coco, majority of things in my house was given to me by my parents during my marriage. From the fridge to the freezer, the gas cooker, the parlor TV. I packed everything and I went to my new house. Then I went back to church because everything was planned. So the boys came and everything was done within 1 hour. Then I went back to church. Our church is Orthodox church, so we stay in church like 2-3 hours. So when I went back to church, I coordinated everything, and when church dismisses, that day I went with my car. So when church dismisses, I just left him in church, entered my car with my children, went to my new house. I changed my SIM card and everything. Till today, he cannot reach me. He has gone to my parents everybody, telling them that he wants me back. He's begging everybody that he knows that can talk to me. But Coco, even though Jesus come down, I can never give that man a second chance. Let him enjoy poverty in peace. I can only imagine what is going on with him now, and I love it for him. That is his reward.
I think men's karma as a conglomerate is that big ass stomach that they all get once they turn like 40. I think that's their karma.
My husband called me out of my name last night, and karma paid his ass back in full. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Let me tell you about it. We spent all day in Houston yesterday, which is about 3 hours away. We came back home last night. It was pretty late. We didn't want to do anything. We wanted to play our game for a little while before we went to bed. And I haven't even edited the vlog from Houston because I've been cleaning all day. Anyways, we come home, he gets on his PC, his mouse is dead. And his mouse isn't like rechargeable with a cord. No, it takes batteries. Well, it takes AA batteries. We happen to not just have any AA batteries lying around. None of our remotes take AA batteries. So I was like, hold on. He was already mad because he was like, I just won't play on my computer then. We wanted to come home all day. Man. So I'm like, well, I'll go look at a toy in the girls' room, you know, because I can Walmart order some batteries to come today. Don't have to do that anymore. I'll tell you, we'll get there. I go to the girls' room. I open up one of their little people houses. It's got a battery. I said, do you need 1 or 2? I didn't hear what he said. So I said, huh? He said it again. And I said, huh? He said, I just need 1, dumbass. I said, you don't need a bad enough if you're going to call me a dumbass. So I took it out. I put it in my pocket. I went back to doing what I was doing. I still had the battery. I'm on my computer, whatever. He's like, where's the battery? I said, you can have it if you apologize. He said, where's the fucking battery? You're not getting the fucking battery. Okay? You're not getting it until you apologize. So he doesn't apologize. So he walks out the door, slams the door, slams the door. And then I hear like another noise after, but like I thought nothing of it. Whatever. I was like, whatever. Well, then a few hours later, we're in like a group call. He comes back home. Obviously, he was gone 5 minutes max to go get batteries because it was almost 10 o'clock. We're in a group call, and he was on his PC. I was in the living room in the group call. We weren't talking to each other. And he goes, my back fucking hurts from when I fell. I said, when did you fall? He was like, when I fucking left, I fell down the stairs. So I cackled about it then because I was like, okay, that's your karma. but it gets better. A few hours go on, probably like 2 a.m. Me and my husband are building his IKEA desk, and I said, "You fell out the front door?" We have a not a Ring doorbell camera, but we have a doorbell camera. It's on video, and he gave me permission to post a video, so enjoy. But I did still make him apologize for calling me out of my name.
My husband abandoned me with 3 children, and after 8 years this happened. It's real talk, baby. Now let's dive into the story. So this woman reached out to me and said that she's a single mother of 3. Her husband abandoned them for the past 8 years now. She has been the one paying school fees, but initially she was begging the man. It was always bringing issues for him at least to take care of the kids and forget about her, that she can take care of herself. But this man refused, abandoned them, and now went ahead and got married to another woman. She said, "Coco, that house that my husband built, he built it together with my money, but everything was in his name. So he brought in this new woman, introduced our business to this woman, and I was there suffering. But each day I was suffering, I was praying, and I was cursing him together with my children because we were suffering." She said, "Coco, I just heard the sweetest news lately, that the woman that this man abandoned me and my children for, hypnotized him, sold all his property, and bring down his business, and Oga has returned to 0. I just heard it and do as if I've not heard, because God has blessed me and my children. There is a business I venture into that this business is giving me so much money right now. Oga called me and said he needs forgiveness. I was just laughing throughout till I caught my phone. That man has not started suffering because I and my children used to cost him every time till we have money, because this woman said, "Coco, I suffer with my children, no be small." So this woman said, "Coco, I am happy that this man is suffering. This is the beginning. He will suffer more because we are blessed. Me and my children, we are blessed now. But you see, this man, he will suffer the more."
Since TikTok is leaving, I thought I'd just come on here and expose my narcissist ex-boyfriend and how he got karma by breaking both of his legs, ankles, and feet. Also, as a warning for those, look out for the signs, watch for those red flags. Do not succumb to the manipulation of a narcissist. He screamed and yelled at me because I was washing our pot in the sink and it was clanging against the porcelain, and he yelled and screamed at me because he said the pot is going to scrape against the porcelain and that I don't give a shit about our sink. He also snapped at me because I needed to defrost a pound of ground turkey, and you could defrost it in the microwave, and he yelled at me because he said he's never seen anyone defrost turkey like that before. He screamed and yelled at me because our dog was on a retractable leash, and our dog went around the corner of a wall, and the leash ran against the wall, and he yelled at me saying that I don't care about our house, it's going to leave a black mark on the wall. He also screamed and yelled at me that same day because I opened the car door to let our dog in, and our dog jumped on the seat, very small dog, and he yelled and screamed at me saying I should have picked him up because his claws are going to scratch the seat. And this was on the way to my parents' house on Christmas Day. He then began to scream and yell at me for the next hour and a half driving up to my parents' house on Christmas Day, telling me how I don't give a shit about our house, about our car, and then he started going in on me and things that were wrong with me, saying that I was fat, that I didn't give a shit about him and our nice things, that I was not smelling quite right down below, and saying that I need to get that checked out because something's wrong with me. He screamed at me when I needed to stop to use the bathroom because I have IBS and he also has intestinal issues, and I needed to stop and use a bathroom that wasn't in the safest area, and he screamed and yelled at me and said that I was selfish for needing to stop and use the bathroom. He also screamed and yelled at me one time when we got to the top of the trailhead of a hike and I forgot our snacks, and he called me selfish for forgetting the snacks. He screamed and yelled at me the day that I moved in with him. This was the first time that I saw his actual narcissistic self, and the abuse began, saying that basically he was my little bitch for helping me move all my stuff that day, and proceeded to scream at me all the way to our new house. He screamed and yelled at me because I freaked out because his dog drank his coffee And I was freaking out saying we need to take him to the vet, and he screamed at me saying that I'm overreacting and I need to calm the fuck down. He attempted to commit suicide by driving to a bridge, and I knew that's where he was going, so I drove up there to stop him, but the police had already arrived on scene. Someone saw him on the bridge and called it in. When the police brought me down to him, the first thing he said to me was, "We're gonna have to talk to our therapist about this when you go to therapy because I'm mad at you that you called the cops." And I said, I wasn't the one that called the police, somebody else did. One time he was screaming and yelling at me, and we went to In-N-Out, and I got out to use the bathroom. And when I came out, my sister and my brother-in-law were there, and I had to act normal. I got in the car and we drove away, and he said, "Great, you were crying. Now they're gonna think that I abuse you. Way to make me look bad." He proceeded to cheat on me by texting his best friend's wife very inappropriately. Then he proceeded to text another woman on Instagram inappropriately, and she reached out to me. Both of them reached out to me and showed me the evidence that he was talking to them. He told me time and time again that his mother was a grandiose narcissist, trying to convince me to not like her, but she was always extremely nice to me. But it turns out I found out from his ex-wife that their therapist called him the grandiose narcissist. So he was the narcissist, not his mother. I remember my car was parked in our garage and it was too close to the wall, and I had an appointment that I needed to go to, and his work was 15 minutes down the road. He could leave whenever he wanted, and I couldn't back out, so I called him saying, "Would you be able to come home real quick and just back the car out?" He proceeded to scream at me on the phone, saying that this is ridiculous, and hung up. He shows up 15 minutes later, gets out of the car, and he was like, "This is very selfish of you. You're being selfish." Backs the car out and then just leaves and goes back to work. There's even more to this, but a couple years after I left him, he was doing something that he loves, riding motorbikes, like motocross, and somehow got in an accident that broke both of his legs, feet, and ankles. If that ain't karma, I don't know what that is. So Cody, if you're seeing this, I want you to know that this is the person who you truly are, and I wish I could warn every woman on the planet to never be with you, because you will never change, and you got it from your father.
So here's a story about the time my ex-husband had an affair and how karma ruined everything in an instant. So for the sake of the story, we're gonna call him John, because that's his name and I don't care. So John sold insurance and he was climbing that ladder, aka snorting up that ladder, scamming every Tom, Dick, and Harry in town. Eventually he gets promoted and he calls me and he's like, "Babe, I gotta move to Birmingham with my partner because we're gonna open an office here and we're gonna make so much money, and I'm just gonna come home on the weekends." Liar. So the plan is in motion. He's gonna move to Birmingham, I'm gonna stay home in our little town, raise our babies, and also work full time. Everything was going to plan. He was going to be moving in a few weeks. Until he calls me at work one day, and I worked at the hospital, and he's like, "Oh my God, something's wrong. Like, I'm pooping. Something weird." And I was like, "Oh my God, that's so weird. You should come up here and get seen for that. That's totally not normal." He had worms. You heard me right. He had worms. So he gets treated and everything. A couple weeks go by, and all of a sudden he calls me and he's like, "Babe, I just can't be away from you guys like that because I love you and the kids so much. Like, I just can't be away. You need to move with me." So we pack up all of our belongings and we move up to Birmingham, live our happy little life. Time goes on, we get divorced. He gets a little girlfriend after our divorce, and he told her everything. And then I became friends with her for the sake of co-parenting. And then she told me everything. What really happened was he had gotten a girl pregnant. Mind you, this girl had been at my home and it was for work. But he got this girl pregnant and they were gonna move to Birmingham in that apartment that was supposed to be with him and his partner. The worms happen and he is stuck at home for like a week getting treated. So he couldn't call her or text her because I was there, of course. So Miss Thang got angry and had a shmishmortion. Well, they had already picked the apartment, so now he had this apartment and had to figure something out. So cue my entrance and where I had to move into the apartment. The apartment that was supposed to be for my husband and his mistress. And I didn't find out until I was already divorced. And then he admitted it to me that the whole thing was true and it really was supposed to be them up there. And then he was just gonna come home to me on the weekends. I have so many stories like this. I was married before my frontal lobe was developed, so that's on me. But if you want to hear more, let me know.
When I tell you he's not getting away with what he did to you, believe me, okay? You may not see it now, all right? But trust, Karma saw everything. The lies, the cheating, the manipulation, the fake love he gave you. Every time he tries to love someone new, he's gonna get what he gave you. Okay? The hurt, the pain. He's gonna get it all in return. Okay? Yes, he hurt you, but he hurt himself more.
My homeboy has King's disease and he's dating a 27-year-old. Recently, their sex life has slowed down, so he's venting about it. And I made a suggestion, like, why don't you just ask her what it is? Because is it something that you're doing different that maybe, she's a little bit turned off? So she tells him essentially it's just the physical attraction for her is kind of dwindling. He's kind of like he's getting like a beer belly. He's getting swollen in certain places. He's slowing down because he's not feeling well. And of course, he's acting like a 40-year-old man. Like he's being subjected to the biological functions of 40-year-old man. And she's still young. So he's telling me how it's not fair, how much money he spent on her. He takes care of her, all the fun things that they doing, because he's a pretty fun guy. Like he's the type of person you're always gonna have a good time around, and he doesn't mind spending money on you. Like he's gonna take care of you. So as he's telling me all of his frustrations, and he's letting me know, because for her it's just about the physical appearance. All the other things he did is still fine. Like she's still happy with it. But like she met him one way, and now she feels like she just wants him to tighten up a bit. And I'm laughing. He gets upset at me for laughing because he doesn't understand why is it funny. I distinctively remember a time when he was dating this one girl. She was so sweet. She was like sweet as pie. He's child free. The girl had one kid. And this girl used to do everything. Like she was very accommodating. Like if he needed anything, she would get it for him. Whenever he was like down on his luck, she would pull him out of it. But he would always complain about her stretch marks. Like he told me he could, the only problem with her was he said she had like the oatmeal raisin stomach, and her breast was a little stretched out from breastfeeding, and like he just couldn't get past it. No matter like how well she treated him, even though she was a good girl, this is his word, she was a good girl with a good job, she had good credit, she used to pull him out of tough situations and tough spots, he still just couldn't get over the hump because it was hard for him to find himself physically attracted to her. I remember this is over probably 15, 16 years ago. So I brought that up to him. He gets mad at me like, Tanya, why you remember that? What you mean why I remember it? I don't know why I remember it, but I definitely remember it because I remember I liked her. I thought she was a nice girl. Had you stayed with the oatmeal raisin girl, you probably wouldn't even had King's disease. You probably would never have had all these health conditions you had. You'd probably be stable in a house with your cars, with a steady job. Like you would have had it all. You would have had a good life. But no, like her stretch marks was just too much. Like you just couldn't get past the fact that she had a couple of stretch marks. So now you're dealing with a child-free woman that looks exactly how you want to look. You want her to look, but now she has a problem with how you look. See how that works? See the irony in that? The man hung up the phone on me. He didn't want to talk no more. He was like, all right, son, bye. It could be you one day. It could be you. Like none of us. We're not gonna look the way we look forever. You could get a stroke. I'm not saying that you need to compromise what you like. Fact was, he stayed with that girl a lot longer than he needed to because of her resources when he knew he didn't like that girl. And then now you're essentially in the same situation, and because he's done it to people, he knows how that feels. So now he's deeply offended, and he wants me to be on his side and be like, oh my God, she's so wrong. Yeah, she should just go ahead and subject herself. And I'm like, nope. If I signed up for a 6-pack and now I got a keg, I don't want it. I wouldn't want it either. Like, no, get in the gym, get on a diet, go to the doctor, and get back in the shape that you was when I met you.
I cheated on my girlfriend and received the worst karma for it. Good. I emotionally cheated for about 4 months with a co-worker and sent texts every night back and forth with her. Again, going to work to find love. Why?
I was going to say, this is you and this.
I hate this. I also cheated with another girl I knew and had sex a few times.
Huh? No discipline.
So at work, even outside of work.
There's no discipline whatsoever.
I grew tired of my girlfriend over the past year and was avoidant on breaking up because I felt she was too safe. You see how men just be wasting people's time? She found out about the co-worker a day before my birthday when she went through my phone. I have never heard someone cry like that.
Poor baby.
I had a birthday party the next day, but it was half full because the news came out and everyone saw me as himself.
Fair.
Which I don't blame him for. The girl I cheated with came and broke up with her boyfriend that day to be with me. I rode the high and went with it. Sir?
What in the chaos?
So why do you keep making it worse? Okay.
What in the chaos?
No, I'm waiting for the karma. Because I know this one's not having a good time. We have a whirlwind romance and things finally simmered down. As they will. Because what goes up must what? Calm down. I found out she's addicted to a gas station drug called 7-0. And is a crazy drug addict. No, stay there. Sure, you wanted love, risky love. Stay there now.
You said the girlfriend was too safe.
Yeah. So now there's a danger. Got some danger. She's asking me for money every day, and I'm the only person she has. She's also one of the few people I have at this point. Many nights I lay in bed with her, she's tossing and turning from withdrawals, and I am on my phone looking at stories and updates of all my friends with my ex having the time of their lives and slowly being blocked and unfollowed one by one. I broke up with this girl because I finally snapped out of my mania and feel the most alone I have felt. I go on Hinge dates a few nights a week and have meaningless sex. I miss my old life, but everyone sees me as a monster. I regret everything fully, and I wish I could go back so bad.
That ex that hurt you, they about to go through it right now in this season. I'm telling you, like, you ain't did nothing but be genuine to them. You ain't never cheat on them. You ain't do nothing but love them, care for them, give them a shirt off your back. You did everything you could to show them that you love them and you rock with them, and they still did you dirty. But guess what? They about to go through a lot of bad karma. It's about to be a bad season for them because they narcissistic. They still ain't learned their lesson. They still can't see what they did to you. They still going around playing the victim, playing with people's hearts. You know what I'm saying? Thinking people's feelings are a joke. But guess what? They about to see you shine. God about to put you right in their rear view, so they gonna see that love that you deserve. They gonna see it, and they gonna wish they can come back, and they gonna try to come back too. But guess what? Don't let them back. Do not let them back, because they don't want you. They only want to see do they still have access to you, and to see can they get you back. Don't take them back. Pay attention now. Do not take them back.
So something that I've noticed with like karma and how it works, and I've seen this happen literally so many times, but what'll happen, let's say you were with someone and they treated you really poorly, right? Like they were just like a terrible person to you. They always had you in a state of confusion. They were cheating, lying, like gaslighting you. They were a narcissist, all of these things, right? Like just think of it as like the worst of the worst, okay? What will happen, and I've said, I've seen this for myself so many times. What will happen is when you part ways with that person, you call your energy back, and like the loser person is like left to like go be a loser somewhere else. When they meet their next person, or as soon as they start like entertaining someone else, or let's say they go towards the person that they were fucking with the whole time they were fucking with you, or whatever the situation is, the person that they end up being with after fucking you over, what's gonna happen is they are literally, as their karma, they are literally going to get someone exactly like them. So like the way that they treated you, everything that they did to you, all the games, all of the lies, the cheating, everything that person did to you, now it's going to be done to them. And I hate to smile and like laugh, but it's just like, you know, you reap what you sow. So what'll happen is they will literally have to live in
what you had to go through. They're going to have to see exactly what they put you through. And that's going to be through another person. Sometimes God, the universe, whoever, will literally just send a person in, super low vibrational person, but they'll send that person in just to teach them, this is what happens when you treat people like this. This is how that person felt the whole time you were treating them like shit. This is what you do to people mentally. And I have seen this play out because it's even happened to me in my own life. Like a long time ago when I wasn't like, where I'm at now, and I was young, I wasn't healed, and I did some fucked up shit, and I hurt a really good person right after that relationship, because I didn't know anything about healing. I didn't know anything about what I know about, right? But as soon as I left that situation, I thought I was going to get someone better. And the person that I went towards was fucking awful. Awful. Like, worst of the worst, which is now my baby daddy. Ugh. Karma. I'm just telling you guys. Listen, I'm just telling you guys. He is now the father of my child, but we don't speak. We do not speak. We co-parent for our daughter, but I only talk about things that I literally firsthand have experienced and have been through. I have been on both sides of the spectrum. This is why I preach and I emphasize on just being a good person, healing, doing the inner work, like changing yourself, wanting to do better. But the karma for these people, when they are like treating you like this and whatever, you do not have to do anything. God, the universe, whoever, they are going to send that person a person who is just like them and probably worse. Because what I got was worse, okay? I got like, what I did wasn't as bad, and I'm not trying to minimize my shit, and I made peace with it. I asked for forgiveness. I did everything that I needed to do, but what I got for fucking that person over was way worse. And so I'm telling you, you might think that these people, if they move on quick or if they're in a new relationship or whatever, they might try to pretend that they're happy and that everything is so perfect. It is not. They are going through fucking hell. They are miserable, but they don't want to admit that. And their egos are so big, they will never let you see that they realize that they fucked up and they made a terrible choice, and they should have never chose anyone or treated you that way. They should have never done those things to you. But their pride, their ego, everything, it's eating at them. They'll never admit to it. So just know you reap what you sow, okay? What you put out is literally what you get back. Just be mindful. This is why now I'm just like, I don't do any of that. I just can't, because I've seen it happen. I've been on both sides. I'd rather just have a good, peaceful life. Like, I just don't want any parts, okay? This is why everything is a choice. You make choices. Certain people choose to stay that way. I chose to never be like that again. So don't worry. They're going to get their karma, and it's going to come in many ways. It's going to hit these people it's going to hit them where they care the most about, like whatever they value the most and whatever means the most to them, whether it's money, status, whatever, it's going to hit them the hardest at those parts. But as far as like them just running off and, running with the next person right after your situation, they're going through fucking hell. Okay? This is your sign. They're going through hell. Don't let them fool you. I promise.
Flavor Flav during Flavor of Love asked New York back a second time, only to not choose her again, and broke her spirit. He tweeted 13 hours ago that his spirit is broken, and the event that he is referring to was in New York. He broke New York's spirit, and his spirit was broken in New York.
Let me tell you, if you're a woman who's currently heartbroken, who's currently in the trenches, who's currently healing from depression, let me tell you something. You might not see it right now, but let me tell you, karma will strike that guy. It will strike him when you least expect. And it will strike him when you're doing well, when your mind is not even in that situation, you moved on, you healed. Like, that's when it will strike him. So I heavily believe on the lady who say that karma does not start acting until the woman who he hurt starts healing. Like, once you start healing, once you're done with that situation, that's when the karma will start hitting. Let me tell you, for my story, I've said it here a couple of times. I was in this very chaotic situationship. I don't think there's any need to call it a relationship, because there was nothing to relate to anyway. Like, it was this crazy addictionship and situationship. Like, it lasted for 5 years, and it was just crazy. I had a child from it, and it was very abusive, but it was also my wake-up call. Like, without the abuse that I endured in that relationship, I don't think I will be here. So it got me somewhere at the end of the day. So let me tell you, that man, he got this mere job. And oh my God, like for him, it was everything. For his family, it was everything. Like they made sure we broke up. It was just everything for them. Like it's this shallow-minded people, poverty mindset here in Africa. You find that once you get a small job, your whole family is waiting for your salary, including your grandmother and your great grandmother. They're all waiting for your small salary. So anyway, okay, time went by. This man went to the Middle East, he worked, blah, blah, and I remember at that time I was trying to get my life back together, and this man used that opportunity to abuse me, to show me who he really is. Like he used that opportunity to show me his natural behind. Let me tell you, this man, whenever he will even be on a video call with his son, he will be like, oh my God, what kind of phone is that you're using? You need to get a new phone. I mean, I cannot even see anything. That phone is so low quality. You need to get a new phone, which is so crazy because right now I can afford any phone I want on the motherfucking market by just blinking my eyes. That's very crazy. So let me tell you, okay, time went by. I remember even telling him, just send me in dollars. I think that is $2. Send me $2. Your son needs to go for a swimming class. Like I was that broke, by the way, at that time, but not for long. So he will tell me, oh, now is that money to borrow everyone being his mother, just because I borrowed his mother and him, like now that is everyone, which is so crazy, by the way. I don't know why these men act like that. Like, okay, for me, what really got me is the selfishness towards his own child. That is what got me. Like, let me tell you, if a man isn't taking care of his children, that is a red walking flag. Let me tell you, there's nothing that will make sense to him. He'll not provide for you. He'll not provide even for the children that you have with him if he's not providing for his other child. Let me tell you something. So time went by. This man would insult me. This man would tell me the way I'm living in the middle of nowhere just because I was living in a ghetto place. I used to work in a school located in a ghetto area. Whenever I will ask even for school fees, he will tell me, see, even you are working, you should just pay that school fees. I've even forgotten everything that he did, but he would even tell me, I will gladly watch you die. Like there's nothing this man didn't do that is bad. I don't think anyone can top him in terms of being cruel and toxic. I don't think anyone can top him on that in my life. I don't think so. So anyway, fast forward, the heart gets tired. I moved on. I mean, I stopped dealing with him completely. And he was deported back to Kenya with nothing. But his boxers. Anyway, the girl who he was dating even confessed to me like, money over here is over. I mean, I need to get away from this cow. This cow is broke, I was laughing my ass out because what do you mean? This is the woman you used to trigger me with so much, and she's here talking crap about you. I still have the messages to date. Like, it's crazy. So fast forward, this man got so broke, and fast forward, I'm also moving on. I'm also meeting niggas. I mean, fine shit outside here, So yeah, he was like, oh, you are a good woman to me. The sub nonsensical stories. Oh, I think we should get her together. And I was like, you've been exploring, right? Since the beginning of our relationship, we've been exploring different coochies and different dicks. So I think it's my time to explore, It's now my time. You'll have to forgive me, dead as I told him that. And I was not lying. I started going on trips. I started meeting new people. And I got into a relationship last year. And this man had the audacity to call me thinking, these people, they're spiritually wicked. They can feel when you disconnect from them, by the way, spiritually. They can feel when you disconnect from them. So he started texting me and I would ignore. He called. Oh, I want to talk to my son, blah, blah. And I was like, you want to talk to a child that you don't provide for? And not even you've never provided for. What does it even make sense? I mean, I am the same person who told you to call your son on his birthday to just wish him a happy birthday. You could not do it. The only reason you want to talk to your son is because you see that I've moved on. That's the only reason. So of course, I refused. He kept nagging. I passed the phone to my man, and my man handled him like the little bitch he is, Oh my God! Like it was so satisfying. So anyway, fast forward, I thank God I get to live my life away from that stress. Like, I just thank God because my reality is so much better. Like, it's something I had not seen before. I've made major moves. I mean, my channel is growing, my community is growing, my life is growing. Like, I feel so good by the I'm at a good place in life, a place whereby I will never be in this place in life if I was still in that relationship, if I was still with that man. And something that I thank God for so much every day is that man got to show me how cruel he is, because at least for now, I cannot share any blessing of mine with him. Like, if there's something like I thank God for opening my eyes to, is that God got to show me who that man is before he blessed me with my cake. God right now has prepared a whole table before my enemies, family, whoever, friends, old friends, whatever. You know, it's so good to see. I mean, these people are witches in that family. They are warlocks. I'm sure they have done some witchcraft on me. I'm sure they've done everything. But God keeps blessing me. Like, there are people who you don't mess with, and I'm one such person. I can confidently say that. There are people who we look like we are alone, but we are not alone. We have a whole army behind us of angels. So you don't mess with everybody out here. You know? So anyway, today looking back, like, my life is so good. He's struggling. I think he's doing some farming. He's working in some fields in the middle of nowhere. He's one in the middle of nowhere right now. Ah, my goodness. Like, oh my God. My son has a whole new dad who is there for him, who is mature. I mean, like, life is good. What can I say? Anyway, I hope your life is also good. If it's not yet, this is a testimony that one day tables will turn. Like, they'll turn even the way that you don't even see them coming, even the way that you don't see them, you know? So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed it too. Please have a nice day, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye. Mwah, mwah.